of exercise.
So
second favorite. That is.
We spent a lot of time talking about this last week. The Mark Walter buying the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The Lakers. And part of the reason that I think everybody is so excited is because of what they've built with the Dodgers and the way that they've built the Dodgers. That they built it with not just a fat wallet, which they've done, but they've done it with brains. They've done it with strategy. They've done it with expertise. That's a good word. And a lot of that expertise and brains and strategy and thought and vision and just the way that they operate is because of Andrew Friedman. That they went and they found the guy that was the best at this, who was in a smaller market, who had proven that his methods work even without a big fan base, even without a bunch of money, that the Rays were in the playoffs every year, that they were developing good players year after year after year with resources that were towards the bottom of the league. And they said, I wonder what that would look like if we gave him everything he needed. This is what it looks like. One of the best teams in baseball, won the division 12 of the last 13 years, won a couple of World Series, been in the World Series a couple other times. It works.
Shohei Ohtani coming along helps that.
Sure it does, but they were going to the World Series before Shohei Ohtani. Right. They know what they're doing. It works. Sam Presti is Andrew Friedman in this scenario.
This is the easy comp, and I don't think it doesn't make sense. I just don't feel they're going to do that for the Lakers.
They might not do it now. They might not do it next. What they did is they gave Ned Colletti 3 years. They looked around.
Mattingly stayed 2.
And Mattingly stayed for 4. Yeah. And then they finally went and made some changes along the way. But it doesn't have to be Sam Presti. It can be somebody like Sam Presti. It can be somebody that is doing really good work in another place. And I'm not trying to throw cold water on OKC's championship at all. I'm really, truly not with what I'm about to say. But wouldn't you like to come do it at a place that matters?
Okay. Yes.
Wouldn't you like to come do it in a place where?
Oh, if you're the guy.
Yeah, I get it. You built this thing. Congratulations to you. It's awesome. You did the thing that no one thought you could do. You won a title in OKC. Imagine if you did it for the Lakers or the Celtics or one of these teams that actually matters.
Here's the thing.
It's a compelling argument.
It's a compelling argument, but Presti was with them when they were the Sonics, right?
I believe so.
He went with them from the Sonics to the Thunder. There's a loyalty element there that I think is different than the Friedman comp.
Yep.
Number 2, they actually won.
They did.
The Rays did not win anything, so that appeal was slightly different. I agree with you 100%.
You can always buy out of that.
You gotta find.
You can pay me out of that one.
You gotta
not interested. Let me try again. Not interested. Let me try again. Yeah,
I think
I'm with you. But
your best strategy is to find a Presti, not find the Presti.
Yes,
is what I'm saying.
You start with the Presti.
Okay, so you start with him.
And if you don't get him, and if for whatever reason, maybe not an LA guy. Maybe he's like Anthony Rendon and doesn't want the Hollywood lifestyle, which is a direct quote, by the way. And so you go to the other guys.
God, I hate Tony
But
Rendon.
there is precedent here of finding someone whose methodology, maybe it's Sam Presti, maybe it's somebody that we haven't identified, but the Guggenheim Group has, that Mark Walter has, that maybe Andrew Friedman has, that knows another guy that understands infrastructure and how to build this stuff, and go and get that and let it grow. And that's the part to me that's so interesting about the Lakers, because what OKC has built is entirely sustainable. It is, and it's done not just because we caught lightning in a bottle.
Seems very modern.
Yeah, they're deep.
Exactly.
They've got a
It's
bunch
Volvo.
of guys. They've drafted really well. They don't turn the coach
If
over
I'm
all
taking
the time.
the job
it's
here,
steady.
Besides
Their coach-
cash, what do I do with him? LeBron?
Yeah. Well, that's the question. That's the entire fulcrum of the situation. This is what I was explaining during the break.
Yeah.
You can't just build a team in the mold of OKC when you've already got a bunch of classic cars on the lot that you've got to get rid of or refurb or sell. For lack
I would
of a
love
better
it
term.
if you built an OKC version of the Lakers. It would be far sexier. It'd be a lot more. It would be fun to watch.
Yeah, but
with Luka at the head of it, of course.
The
but
fundamental question is,
can
as
you
long
build,
as
right.
Genie is around with any sort of impact, is that how you're going to do it? Is that what you want? Do you want a bunch of guys that are maybe not the face of the leagues?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being a part of the overall thing. I know Luka's already there, but it's different.
If that's the vision you want, but you can't give me the pieces, I'll stay in OKC.
You've got
right.
You don't have to build it like OKC. They had to build it slightly differently because they had to cross their fingers that Shea would become a star. They got it right. He turned out to be a great player. You've got a great player, and he's in his early 20s, his mid-20s. There's no mystery about whether or not Luka Doncic is a great player. He is, and he's got 10 years of prime, cross your fingers and hope that it works out.
No calf strength.
The wild card in this, like you mentioned, DeMarco, is LeBron James. And I think this is the first thing that you have to get some clarity on, is sit down and say, what do you want to do?
If you're LeBron, what do you do? Because everybody's looking at you right now.
Well,
I don't know about that.
The whole world is looking at you.
Not necessarily.
I agree with you.
The whole world is looking at you now. What do you do next?
What's your move?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What's your move? And that he hasn't said anything about it is a move.
Zippo.
That's why I think that the whole world's looking at him in the sense of waiting for his next move. But I think people are as much concerned, particularly in LA, about because we need to know whether or not we're going to move on from you is also part of this.
Well, that's why the conversation starts with, what do you want?
Yeah.
And then they'll listen to what you want, and then they'll decide whether that lines up with what they want. And then if it does, let's get to work on it. And if it doesn't, let's get to work on it.
Today is
Right.
June 23rd.
Either way.
He has to make this decision by June 29th.
Yep.
I believe that is the case. That's when his opt-in player option is. And so we're not long for this decision. Don't get me wrong. This is not an August situation.
Yeah.
No,
this
it's
is
imminent.
a quick turnaround. Right, exactly.
So you gentlemen couldn't sell Chet Holmgren to me, like in a box cereal or something? I can't put that kid in
Not
commercial.
with that goofy beard.
He just became a champion.
He looks
no?
like the evil critic in Ratatouille. That's what he looks like.
I'd
That's
be
why
mad.
you put him on a
Anton
I'm his
cereal.
agent.
Yeah.
I'd be mad. You can't sell this guy to somebody.
He's got a
He
skeleton
just-
face.
He just won a championship. I don't care. Put him in the distance thing.
Don't put him on pictures of anything at all.
Skeleton face is entirely
And
true.
you know that OKC, those three guys have been in commercials all over the place.
Yeah.
So in March Madness, we couldn't get away from them. And they've tried, and it still doesn't work.
It's harder than being good at your thing. There's so many X factors that go into it that are more than just, did you win? Well, sure, a lot of people win, but not everybody cuts through. And
Okay.
we'll see.
By the way,
Funny, I just saw Marshawn Lynch do one of the best Subway commercials I've ever seen in my life, and I think he might have
Marshawn
said
Lynch is
5
a
words.
generational talent.
But that's what I'm saying.
In
Somebody
Hollywood.
figured it out.
Right,
Yeah.
in Hollywood, never on the football
Right.
field. What I was going to say, though, is OKC, there are pictures of Daniel and Caruso in the G League playing and coaching together that they now won a championship with.
Wow.
That kind of thing doesn't happen with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like the G League guys are not
can I interrupt real quick?
pipeline guys.
That's
to their
the kind of
actual
thing
team.
that didn't used to happen with the Lakers.
Right, okay.
Guys, it's different now.
I'm just saying.
It's different now. I'm telling you, the vision beyond tomorrow now exists. It's going to take them a minute to get all the pieces in place, but the people that were calling the shots before,
It's different.
we're going left. No, we're going to go right. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Left was the right idea. No, go backwards. Turn, you turn.
winds have
Ask Linda.
changed.
Okay,
And
yeah.
now
Yes.
it's, guys, we're going over there.
Yeah.
And we might course correct gently along the way, but we're going over there, and here's how we're going to do it. It's very different.
Can't wait.
This is when offices start to get empty.
Let's try a quick one here. Let's go to Los Angeles and Patrick. Patrick, you're on with Travis DeMarco. What's up?
Hi, Travis. I'll be really quick. We went to Langer's breakfast a long time ago, but
Hi, Patrick.
you know, it's OKC didn't just draft and build. It's not like this was necessarily the OKC way. Remember, they traded Sabonis for Paul George. But what they did that was very smart, they don't wait around for their mistakes to figure it out. They moved. We messed up. We're trading and we're moving on. That is what they do. The Lakers, as good as we have our shot now because we got Luka. Now we can't make those mistakes of not re-signing, even though every single human being in the league and person that ever watches basketball couldn't believe that we chose THT over Alex Caruso. But look at Harkenstein from New York. They let him go and he goes to OKC. It's getting those smart players, which we've done on our team now. Can we figure out how to keep those guys?
It hasn't been perfect in
Rui
OKC.
was amazing
Yeah.
for us, and now he's on a trading block. Things that don't make sense. And I think it's like you guys are
This
saying,
is-
it revolves around LeBron.
Patrick, I think we're singing the same song.
Yeah.
The things that don't make sense will happen far
course.
less often.
I wonder who
They're
the
human.
architect. I wonder
Yeah.
who the architect of a lot of those nonsensical
Right.
moves was.
The guy,
Oh,
and I'm not
that
talking
guy.
about Jeannie, and I'm not talking about Rob. The guy who
am.
said him, not him, he doesn't get a voice, or at least he doesn't get the same amount of voice that he used
The
to have.
LeBron James coalition no longer
Is that who you're
has
talking about?
votes
LeBron?
yet.
Oh,
Votes.
okay.
The
Yeah.
Clutch Sports
Say his
Committee.
name.
Smart
Don't be afraid.
people
He can't hurt you anymore.
will be able to make smart decisions far more often.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there
senior
will be-
votes in the committee are not quite the same.
And there will be more smart people in the room.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
There will be more.
I agree.
There will be a panel. There will be a decision making. There will be a group. There will be a consensus of what to do, as opposed to, hey, I've known you for a long time. What do you think we should do?
That's great for us fans. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little time, too.
End of an era.
This isn't a snap your finger and all of a sudden you got an OKC, but it's a snap your finger and all of a sudden this thing's running a little better.
I'm expecting a little, fast turnaround, aren't you?
No.
You've done this before.
No.
You've already got the blueprint with the Dodgers.
You can't do it like that.
It's not the same.
You promised me like World Series and NBA championships. I
They're
want
coming
that tomorrow.
Dodgers didn't do it in a year.
Yeah, it took a decade, bro.
Dodgers didn't do it in a year. It took some time.
I want it tomorrow.
You know?
So they bought him in 2012. They went to the World Series in 2017. 5 years.
You've already tested it. It works.
Won
It should
it
work here.
2020,
Just
yeah.
plug